Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I want to show you the Stamps of Life August Fold It. And this Fold It is called the Apple Bushel Basket. It is the Fold It Club. It is exclusive to club members only. So here's a look at what you received. So here is the inspiration card that you receive, and here's the die. So you get the shadow die, the inside die, and then a little bitty apple. And then you receive two stencils. You receive this quilted star and apple bushel stencil, and then the quilted star stencil, and then this one is the apple bushel. So there's a look at the quilted star. And then this apple bushel, I think we're going to be able to ink up the image. So I'm really excited to try that. Here's some more ideas for you. And then if you are a member of the Fold It Club, you can also add on the stamp set. So these say, "You're the pick of the bunch. Hope your day is sweet to the core. You are the apple of my eye. Bushels of love coming your way. Falling for you more each day. Thanks a bushel." And then there's a little bitty apple and then a basket of apples. And those little ones you could use like on your envelope. That would be super cute to use. All right, so let's go ahead and get to making a card. So I did go ahead and cut the inside piece right here on white. And then I cut two of these, like the basket. And then I've got the Fold It card itself. And then this is the top for the Fold It. So that goes right on there so it doesn't have that funny edge. I also cut another apple. I don't know if I'll use that. And then I cut this little piece. And this is from the die, the scallop squares from the Stamps of Life. And I think I want to stamp a sentiment on there. All right, so let me get out my tools here. So I love this magnetic board. It's really nice to just hold down your items while you're inking them up. So I also like to use pixie spray because you can never be too careful, right? So with pixie spray, it's just a temporary spray adhesive and you just spray it on the back. So I sprayed it on there and then I'm gonna line these up. So you can do the apples in like two swoops. So this first one here, let me hold down my image with this ruler and then I'm gonna stick this on here. It does have the temporary adhesive, but I also want to add the magnets just to be safe. And I want to make sure I have it lined up just exactly because I don't want to get ink in places it's not supposed to go. I've got these little foamy sponges. I'm not sure what they're called. They're like eggshell type things. These work really good with your stencils. And these are also on the Stamps of Life website. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to dab this little sponge into the ink. I'm using strawberry ink, and I'm going to go ahead and do these apples. Now let me lift this up, and I'm actually going to clean this with a baby wipe in between. You know, red ink seems to get everywhere, so I'm just going to clean this up really quick here. And then I'm going to do the other set of apples. Now you could like make some apples a different color, but I want mine all red. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this second portion of the stencil up. And then we'll go ahead and ink these up. Now I'm not using the top portion of the stencil, but I believe that's for the leaves and the stems. But I think it would be easy just to color the leaves and the stems with some markers. So I'm going to pull out my tri-blend markers for that. It looks like I missed just a little tiny spot of white on a couple of these apples. So I'm going to line this up again, that first stencil that I did. Let me put this on here, and I'm not going to re-ink this. I'm just going to see if I have enough ink on here to go over these couple little spots. And I think I'm going to have to end up re-inking it. So I'm going to re-ink it, and that's going to just make sure I have good coverage of the ink on here. Okay, so let's peel this stencil up. Let me wipe it off here, and I love the way that looks. That did really good. So that was quick and easy. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my tri-blend markers, and I have them swatched here just on a piece of cardstock. I'm going to pull out the green, and this is the Alpine Green blend. And then for the brown, I'm using Earth Brown blend. So I'm going to use the middle one. So there's a light, a medium, and a dark. I'm going to use the medium of the Alpine Green blend. And I'm just going to go through and do the leaves. But you know what? I think it'd be easier if I did the stems first so I can see where the leaves are. So I'm going to go through with the darkest portion of the Earth Brown blend and go over all of my stems. So I'm just going to do that here. Now, while I'm coloring, if you are not a member of the Stamps of Life Fold It Club, I will have an affiliate link listed down below in the description box. And you can also join using my promo code. Just add promo code MelissaM, and that's going to earn you 500 bonus points, which is equal to like $5 to spend in the Stamps of Life store. I do appreciate when you use my link, as that helps me out here on YouTube. I've almost got this colored in, and I will show you the reveal. So I think it looks really good. There's a couple little spaces, maybe where there's just a little bit of white showing. I could go back over that with some ink, or I could use a marker, but I think I'm gonna leave it because my background piece I have is white, so I think it'll look like the white peeking through from behind it. Now for the basket, I have twig and ginger snap cardstock, so I cut this out twice, and I'm just going to snip these on the little chads here, just snip, snip, and I want to make the basket two-toned. So I could have done this with ink, maybe just used the ginger snap and used it with ink, but I'm going to do it this way with gluing down the entire twig basket first. So we'll glue the twig basket. And then I'm going to take the little strips that I cut in ginger snap, and I'm just going to place those over it. So I've got 3 of them. Let's see, that's not it. The small one here goes on the bottom. So let me put some glue on here, and I'm going to put this one on the bottom, and see how that really looks like a wicker basket. I really like the way this looks, and this is so easy. All right, so there is that one. I've got one more here. Let me get this middle one on here. And there we go. So you could just use the basket like this. So I'm going to glue it on the piece that I cut out with the shadow die. And this is the full shadow die. So I'm going to put it on the white. So there's a little bit of shadow all the way around. And then this other one, I took that same shadow die, I folded a piece of paper in half, and there's a little mark on the die that says place fold here. And so I ran that through my die cut machine, leaving just a little bit at the top hanging over. And so I've got that. I can glue on the top. And so now I have, oops, put my finger in the wrong spot. Now I have a card here. So this is a shaped card. There we go. And okay, now I want to go back to the scalloped square that I cut, and I want to use one of the stamp sets. So these stamps are so cute, and they're meant to coordinate with the Fold It Club. And I really like the Thanks a Bushel. When I was a little girl, my nanny used to always say the phrase, I love you a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. And so Thanks a Bushel just makes me think of her and smile. So I really love that one. And it's also small enough to fit on this little piece. So on the idea card, there was another designer on the Stamps of Life design team that had a little scallop piece. I don't know if they used this scallop square, but I thought it was perfect and I loved that idea. So I am repeating that. I used my stamping platform here, my Misty, and I used my Forever Black Stamps of Life ink. I just wanted to make sure I had a really good dark impression for the Thanks a Bushel, since I'm stamping it on some pattern paper. Now I'm bringing in my paper trimmer, and I just want to cut a straight edge so that way I can place this little piece on my basket. So let me go ahead and glue this down. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. We'll get this glued in place. And you know what? I missed one stem, so I'm going to go back with my earth brown blend and color that in. There we go. Perfect. So here is what the card looks like. Now off camera, I did go in and add a little bow with some twine around the top. So that is it. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.